In this video, I'm going to explain why you shouldn't plan on living to 90 in retirement and what you should do instead. Now, let's talk about why planning to 90 is a problem. First, most people don't simply live that long. For men, the average life expectancy at 65 is something around 82, where for women, it's 86. Secondly, using 90 as a generic target is often too conservative. It could cause you to have to save more for retirement, delaying retirement, or possibly reducing how much you can spend in those early critical years of retirement. Third, and probably most important, is it's not personalized. Everyone's different. They have different health, lifestyle, family history, factors that all play a role in life expectancy and should therefore play a role in your retirement planning. And we'll discuss later in the video how to use those different factors to give you a more accurate estimate. And finally, it can lead to poor investment decisions in retirement. When you're planning to a generic target like 90 or even 100, it inherently makes your investment choices incorrect because you're not planning to your actual specific life expectancy that's personalized for you. Let me give you an example. For Social Security, if you're planning to a target of 90 or 100, then all the calculations are going to tell you to always delay Social Security till age 70 because it's purely just based on a kind of a life expectancy play. But if your real life expectancy comes out to be 82, well, 82 suggests more of a start date for Social Security more closer to full retirement age, maybe 67 or 68. So it's skewing your results. So what is the smarter way to do it? Instead of just planning to a generic number, what we're going to do is, and this is what I do with all my clients, is we're going to take some life expectancy tests and we're going to actually get a personalized number. So I have 3 on the screen here. These are the 3 I found and I use. And you're going to go in and you're going to take the 3 and you're going to average your scores. And maybe it'll come out an 87. And then you can actually use that number. We're going to average the results. And then for couples, if you're not using some sort of planning software like I do, usually we use the longer of the 2. Because as you age, your life expectancy inherently goes up. You're going to update this number, right? If you get to 80 and your life expectancy was 84, well, your new life expectancy at 80 is not 84. It's now going to be like 87. So every 3 to 5 years, I would recommend retaking the tests. Maybe some of the inputs would change and you're going to get a new number, and then you're going to reevaluate your financial position, kind of recalculate everything. Now let's jump over to one of the 3. This is Sun Life expectancy calculator. Let's just fill it out. Right? This will take you maybe 10 minutes in total to do all of them. Let's say I'm 62. This retirement age doesn't actually matter. This is just so they can send you marketing material if you put in your email. Say I'm 6 feet tall and I weigh 240. And let's answer some of these. Let's say I used to smoke. Sure. And all of them have slightly different questions. And so I get a life expectancy of 84. I would then take that number and average them with the other 3 and then move on from there. I was working with someone and I wanted them to take a life expectancy calculator so it's more realistic, and then we can put the numbers in and have a realistic goal to go off of. And he thought it was somewhat of a morbid exercise. But he went ahead and did, and he was actually pleasantly surprised because he never thought he would live into his 80s. And so he found out his life expectancy was actually 87. And so that kind of made him rethink and change his retirement plan a little bit. Now let's move on to the benefits of having a more accurate life expectancy in your retirement plan. So instead of planning till 90 or 100, I hear sometimes, this allows you to spend more early in retirement because you have usually a more realistic number. Or another benefit is because we have a realistic number here, we can have better investment choices, right? We kind of alluded to that earlier, but if you have an accurate number, we can actually compare different sorts of investment products. The best example of this is if you have a very short life expectancy, let's say 80, and that's a 20-year retirement, well, your growth, you don't need as many growth investments in theory, right? You don't need things that'll keep up with inflation as well as you did if you have a life expectancy of 93 or and it's another 13 extra years where those growth type investments and those investments that keep up well with inflation will perform better and look better in your retirement plan. So having a realistic number here obviously helps with Social Security, but it also helps a little bit with investment choices and your asset allocation. So following up with the better investment choices, we also have better Social Security and pension decisions. Obviously, Social Security we've kind of talked about before. It has a lot to do with life expectancy. Do you take earlier or later? But then also for your pension decision, is it better to take the lump sum or the pension payout? If you have a really long life expectancy, then let's say 90 for a male, then you would probably want the pension. If it's shorter, then you might want the lump sum. And then also, if your life expectancies between the two of you are far apart, or maybe your spouse has a much longer life expectancy, there's different kind of planning decisions around there that having a more accurate number will actually help you in making those decisions. And then finally, another great example of a benefit of having a more accurate life expectancy number is talking about Roth conversions. Right? Roth conversions become a lot less critical, all else being equal, if you have a lower life expectancy, right? Because the critical part of doing the Roth conversion and the benefits of it is avoiding really high RMDs that push you up into a higher tax bracket. Well, if your RMDs start at 75, but your life expectancy is 82, well, that's only 7 years of RMDs, and RMDs are pretty small in the beginning. They only really get worse and worse later as you go on. But if you have a life expectancy of 90, well, then you have quite a few more years where RMDs are going to impact you and you have less control over how much income you're taking.